To talk about it all, of course, our very own Liz McDonald, Brian Bremberg and Scott Martin, still sitting at all-time highs. You know, Scott, it's remarkable. I guess in this low interest rate environment, the only place to get yield has been for a long time now equities. And we've seen money, regardless of what's going on here and around the world, go into equities. What's going to stop the markets from going higher?
Well, higher interest rates, but much higher rates. Ashley, you're right. You know, I mean, even with the hawkish Fed yesterday, I mean, what are they talking about? 3 more interest rate hikes in the next, say, 12 months? I mean, big deal. So in the reality of looking at the markets as an investor, you're right. You go where there's yield. You go where there's appreciation, and that is in the stock price. And don't forget, too, with all the, say, rumblings of maybe a deal in D.C. here coming by the end of the year with respect to tax reform or tax cuts, that's another reason to love the S&P and love stock prices in your 401k.
Yeah, the S&P's, according to LPL Financial, is now eclipsed the prior market run, the record for the S&P. It's now the second longest run
bull market
in history, bull market for the S&P right now.
That is truly remarkable. Brian Bremberg, it's interesting. We saw other companies hitting all-time highs, the Boeings, the Caterpillars, the mainstays. Yes, a lot of money goes into tech, but there's some money to be made elsewhere as well.
Oh, yeah. No, look, I mean, the economy is firing pretty well when it comes to corporate profits, when it comes to earnings for these guys. Look, we still have some problems on the earnings side when it comes to individuals, as we talked about. And it's interesting to look at next year with companies talking about diminishing raises. You know, I don't know, what does that say about corporate profits in the next year? Are companies feeling like they're being squeezed a little bit and they're looking to cut costs?
Maybe they'll change their mind if they get tax reform.
I need to correct myself. It's the best performing S&P.
Best performing S&P.
Second best in terms of the percentage run-up in the stocks, not the longest.
Regardless,
run-up in the stocks.
It is impressive. So that's the point, Lizzie, and thank you for that. To the economy now. New survey from global professional services company Aon says that pay raises, to Brian Bremberg's point, for us employees not expected to improve next year. I guess this is why, and we mentioned this before, I'll go to Scott Martin, this is why we need tax reform. We need more money in our pockets so we can spend it and, well, frankly, do whatever we want with it. Right, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, listen, capital, Ashley, is going to go where it's most efficient, and that is obviously in the coffers of businesses and small businesses, big and large. So, you know, look at, I mean, the more that businesses have cash on hand, the less taxes they're paying, the more that they can invest in research and development, productivity gains, which have been dragging down the economy for years, and wage growth ultimately. So this is the kind of thing that when we talk about the economic outlook, and like Bremberg talked about, you know, pressure that maybe companies may be facing in 2018, which also deals with comparables to this year, because we have such great numbers this year. When you go into 18, it's a little concerning to look at, say, the comparables to this time next year. But the reality is this, with tax reform, with regulatory reform down the pike here, I think that's going to make companies in a lot better shape and make you at home make more money in 2018.
Music to my ears, Scott Martin. All right. Amazon reportedly in talks with pharmacy benefit managers, which could lead to it getting into the pharmacy delivery business. Brian, what does a business professor say about this? He probably applauds it, saying, perfect model, right?
Here's what Amazon does. They look at places in the world where people have to stand in line and go somewhere to get something, and they say, we can do something about that. We'll bring it to you. You don't have to go there anymore. And you see them doing this in industry after industry. I think this is a very welcome move. Over the long time, this could save people money. You get your prescriptions faster. You don't have to deal. Look, if I'm Dwayne Reed, if I'm CVS, I'm starting to get nervous about this.
You know who's really nervous are the middle guys, the middlemen, Express Scripts and CVS Caremark.
Exactly.
And they negotiate on behalf of Medicare and Medicaid. Amazon could be aiming for this $300 billion business. This is drug prescriptions overall. You know, here's the thing. They're trying it out in Japan already, and they already sell medical supplies and equipment on its site already. So Jeff Bezos has been looking at this for some time. He could be stepping in and wiping out another market. Those are the middlemen guys like Express
Just another smart market move in my mind. Why not? Amazon has the oomph and the power to do this. All right, let's go to the president now. He's been meeting with the president of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani.